Hello, football fans. I want to talk today about the results of the final Arsenal against PSG. In this video, I'm going to talk about the decisions Arteta made in that game, about what could have been done differently in that game, and the results overall. So, the first thing, Arteta's decision to play pragmatic football. It was a good and correct decision because throughout the season, Arsenal was playing pragmatic football, right? If you remember, Josep Guardiola in one of the finals, which they lost with Manchester City, what he did, he decided to play without defensive midfielder, which was Fernandinho. Of course, I have no idea what was going on there behind the curtain. Maybe there was some stuff we don't know. However, the result of that game was unfortunate. I believe it was the final. Maybe it was semi-final. I'm not sure. Please correct in the comments. So he removed Fernandinho. He played with no defensive midfielder. They lost. Why did he decide to do that? He wanted to surprise everyone. He had some brilliant strategy in his mind. Perhaps. Did it work? No. Why? Because the players, they are not adjusted to that. I mean, there is a certain way you've been playing for the whole season and everyone knows what to do. So you're supposed to play in the same way. And that's what Arteta did. They scored a quick goal with Havertz. Then they went to defend that score, playing safely. That's what's been happening for the whole season. How Arsenal conceded the goal. We had a right back problem with Ben White being injured, with Timber being injured. We played Mascara for the first 45 minutes. It seems like the best decision because he was playing wonderfully. But then he made a mistake which led to the goal with Kvaratskhelia. So again, could Arteta played the Timber from the beginning? Probably yes. Is it like the correct decision to bring the player from the beginning on? Again, I'm not sure because we have Mascara who is fit, who is in a good shape. He's been playing for a while, so yeah, it's a big question. But however, Timber is of course much better player for that position. Then, one of my biggest problems and biggest questions for that game is this. After scoring the first goal, Arsenal went fully defense. There were some very minor attempts to attack. PSG got the lead, and Arsenal kind of accepted that. And that's the problem. Because the biggest weakness of PSG is their defense. They do play amazing attacking football, they score a lot, that's wonderful, but they have defense which concedes goals. And Arsenal should have used that, or at least should have tried. We needed fast players. Unfortunately, with Saka on the right side, not being fully fit, not being able to run in the full speed, we couldn't bring any threats. And of course, there was Nuno Mendes, so Saka couldn't bring any threats from there. And from the left side, Leandro Trossard is just too slow. So we needed to bring Martinelli while the score was 1-0 to our advantage. And that's when everything could have been different. Do you remember Bayern Munich game when we were like winning 2-1 and then Martinelli scored the third goal? That's the exact strategy we should have used because you have the advantage, so the other team has to risk. And now you can play safely, but you need a counter game. You still need to occasionally, run forward and threat. So with intention to get the game away from your gate, to keep it safe, and second, to make threats and to try to score the second goal. And Martinelli could have been handy for that. Probably Saka, he didn't show much in the first half. He could have been substituted for the second half as well. Finally, the last thing that could have been different is extra time. In extra time, with Ousmane Dembele out, Kvaratskhelia out, with their team being exhausted because they are not used to playing that long, I believe, we should have attempted second goal and winning the game. We had a better squad on the pitch. Our players, individually, they were stronger. If we went for the second goal, if we pressed, we could have scored the second goal and won the game. I believe that penalty is too much of a chance. It's like tossing a coin. There are so many factors. About the penalties, by the way, have you noticed that we didn't have any advantages? We were at the side of PSG fans and PSG was shooting first, and there is a statistic: whichever team shoots first has an advantage. Unfortunately, both of those advantages were at the PSG side. Tell me in comments, what do you think about that? Is it important who shoots first or not? Overall, I'm happy with the game we played, and I understand that risking at such game might not be something that you want to do. Both teams tried to play safely, not to concede any goals in extra times. Now we gotta move on. We gotta prepare for the next season. I believe in the next season, Arsenal will play attacking football. So there will be more of offense. Why? Because the pressure is off. Arsenal won a big trophy. Now we can relax. We can afford to risk more, unlike this season. With that all said, there will be more risks, more goals. Arsenal will play better and more beautiful football. If we gotta be fair. Arsenal didn't always play such football with Arteta. 2 years ago, in a season 23-24, I believe, when Arsenal got 8-9 points, the football we showed was much better. So Arteta can play a better attacking football, and I'm pretty sure he will. Also, I believe there will be some quality signings this summer. We'll talk about that in one of the next videos. I'll make a video and we'll analyze the potential signings and positions that we can strengthen. That would be it for today's video. Tell in comments, what do you think about the final and what could have been done differently. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon, guys.